I think Gabriel Jesus for Arsenal is a brilliant piece of work. I'm again fascinated by Darwin Nunez. Watched him a few times last season. Haven't seen copious amounts of him, far from it. But I do think that he'll get more chances, playing in a Liverpool team than what Gabriel Jesus might get in an Arsenal team.
I reckon Gabriel Jesus is the signing of the summer. I love that. Right, let's start with this one. This is about two strikers who've signed this summer. Gabriel Jesus and Darwin Nunez, who's having apparently a ropey time pre-season, let's say.
He's only been there 5 minutes,
Yeah, but, all right, and judge on what you see, and whether you read anything into pre-season or not, it's up to you. It's up to you. Of course, Man United fans are going to love it. Everton fans, Man City fans, Liverpool fans, it's the best signing they've ever made. It's the best thing, in Liverpool fans. Whatever it is, it's the best thing ever. So Darwin Nunez, the best ever. Don't miss Sadio Mane, we've got Darwin Nunez. So let's put it to the test, shall we? Who's going to score more goals, Jesus or Nunez? Okay, just hold that thought for a second, because talkSPORT's Chris Ewelamo, a former striker himself, believes Jesus is everything Arsenal need.
He's going to get judged on the goals that he scores, but what Jesus brings is the football intelligence as well. He brings other players in, he creates for others. For the fact that you said he can play out in those wide areas, I only see that as a positive, because he can do everything. Arsenal play that brand of football. They keep the ball, and his movement is only going to create more. And if he's clinical, and he has that potential, you're talking about the touch, bringing players in, scoring goals, his movement, and the work ethic as well.
Right, okay. I think this is a no-brainer question. This is Jesus all day long. He gets more goals than Darwin Nunez next season. What do you think?
I wouldn't. Well, because look, at the moment, Liverpool are a better team than Arsenal. Liverpool create more chances than Arsenal. If Darwin Nunez gets off to a good start early on, I think he could surprise you in that respect. I think Gabriel Jesus for Arsenal is a brilliant piece of work for the money they pay for him, because he gives his heart and soul and guts every time he goes out there. Whenever I watched him play for City, when Pep used to ask him to play down the right sometimes, then off the other side, whether it was down the middle. Funny enough, down the middle, he was always at his least convincing for Manchester City, wasn't he? But you could never doubt his commitment, his effort, tremendous work rate. And of course, he is a winner. He is a proven winner. He knows what it takes to get it done. And so Arsenal are bringing that into their camp. That could be fantastic. But I do think I'm, again, fascinated by Darwin Nunez. Watched him a few times last season. Haven't seen copious amounts of him, far from it. But I do think that he'll get more chances, playing in a Liverpool team than what Gabriel Jesus might get in an Arsenal team.
That's a fair theory. On Gabriel Jesus, I reckon Gabriel Jesus is the signing of the summer. Okay, there's some contenders, but I think he is. For where Arsenal are, i.e. not in the Champions League, to get a player of his quality, I think is quite stunning. You're right, he never moans about anything wherever he's put on the field.
Gets on with it, doesn't he?
Never
Seems
moans.
a great lad.
Always gives 100%.
Yeah.
Always. He's got goals. He creates goals as well. He knows the style of play Arteta is trying to implement, because that's what he learned under Pep at Manchester City.
Correct.
So that's an instant tick. And I think that he has that winning mentality you've just talked about. He's won titles and cups with Manchester City. So he brings something to the dressing room, that nobody else does. They've just got 4 titles in 5 years, playing incredible football. He's been a big part of that. You might not think he's been a regular, but he's had so much game time, scored so many goals and contributed so much to their success, that to bring him to Arsenal, who aren't even in the Champions League, I think is a phenomenal bit of business.
You say signing in the summer. Does he bring more than what Raheem Sterling would potentially bring in a Chelsea shirt?
It's a good question. I think with Raheem Sterling going to Chelsea are a club that regularly makes signings without really thinking about how they're going into the team. We're all, do you know what I mean? So Timo Werner, what's his best position? We don't know Kai Havertz's best position either. Which side do all these wide players play, or do you play them centrally? So it's kind of, they sign names and then bring them in. Raheem Sterling looks like he's got a bit more purpose about it, because you know exactly what he's going to bring. But to me, to persuade him to go to Chelsea wasn't a big deal. For me, it looks like it's more of Raheem Sterling wants to go to London. Who can I go to? Well, I'm not really going to go to Spurs, am I? I'll go to Chelsea. So that's it. It's a no-brainer. with Gabriel Jesus, there has to be some persuading to take him away from Manchester City. Think about this, right? With his CV, he could have pushed his agent to get him at any big club in the Champions League. I think any of them would have been interested in him.
So would you bet your Hawaiian shirt with your dog's face on it on Gabriel Jesus getting more goals this season for Arsenal than what Raheem Sterling will get for Chelsea?
100%. Because the main reason is, you look at who Arsenal have got up front. So Aubameyang's gone, Lacazette has gone. Who they're going to be looking for the goals?
Yeah.
Gabriel Jesus, I think, is that main man. And I think he will want to show. It's almost like, because he's still so young, but he's got so much success behind him already that I think he'll walk in there and he'll see some talented players like Odegaard and Saka, etc. And he'll think, I don't just want to be part of this team. I want to lead this team.
Yeah.
So he's got to show and lead by example. I honestly think it's the best sign of the summer.
Mikel Arteta's been quoted as saying he's got a street fight or streetwise manner and attitude about him, which he loves.
Yeah.
Which he loves, and that's, he's dead right. He's absolutely right. You want someone that knows how to get it done and will do anything he possibly can out there to make that happen. And certainly in terms of giving, there are very few as generous as Gabriel Jesus.
I think in this era with Brazil, he's never going to be the star because Neymar is always the star, whether you like him or not. That's the reality. At Man City, was he ever going to be the standout star? I think the fans loved him, but he wasn't, was he?
No.
At Arsenal, he can be their number one. He can be a hero, legend at that football club, if it all goes to plan.
But the one thing with him, mate, he's not, and he's never appeared to me to be the purest, crispest, sweetest finisher.
Okay.
Right? I've never really seen that in him. I've seen him be very effective, as I said, and the sort of play he'd want in your camp, 100%. And great business for Arsenal. I've not always seen him being that real devastating finisher.
So you're going Nunez then, are you?
I'm tempted to go Sterling or Nunez to score more than him.
Well, we'll see, shall we?
Yeah.
Shall we see? End of next season?
We shall see. And that shirt, by the way, make sure it's ironed and pressed and ready to leave the Durham household.
And I think it'll fit you as well.